morning, all. And I got to do a little adjustment because I don't even know if you can hear me. I know you should be able to see me, but I don't know if you can hear me. Welcome, Morning Mindset. I'm going to go check the audio real quick to make sure that that is where it needs to be. It is perfect. Okay. Good morning. Morning Mindset. This is Wednesday, October 18th. How are you doing today, folks? It's a chilly day here. It's the 40s. If it's your first time here, Morning Mindset, this is how it works. We get together, we create our list for the day, we set each other up for success, we talk about our failures, we talk about our successes, talk about our plans. We do what we can to build each other's business up. When you get in here, I need to know who you are, where you're from, what the weather is like in your area, and what is in your cup. It is 40s and chilly here. We got the white monster kick is what we got here. And I'm Todd, your host. It says it right here. If you ever question it, it says it right here. You can follow me, all of my links, everything right below. Ooh, what can I do? I got to go like that. Right there. Boom. You can go right there. That dead CD, and that'll get you all of our links in there. The other thing, which I think is the most important thing, 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? Why 5? Because it's a good number. 3 sounds easy. 5, it works on my hand. This looks weird. That looks fine. So 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? For me, we've got invoicing that needs to get done. I've got design work that needs to get done. I need to work on tomorrow's bundle drop. We've got DTF that needs to get done, and I've got to update the website. So those are the 5 things that we need to get done today. What are your 5 things? Now, as we go through this, here's some things that we're going to talk about. I'm looking at my notes here. We're going to talk about last night's Tuesday with Todd, tomorrow's bundle drop, tonight's X-Tool release, where we are on the $100 million challenge, what the website's going to happen there in the next couple of weeks, what happened with our dogs yesterday, and then just some general business stuff. Because I had a call scheduled this morning with somebody, and we kind of went back and forth, and they had some questions about taking a training class and then going through this program, and they just want to know my opinion on it. So we're gonna talk about that without busting them out, because I'm cool like that. So let's check in. Good morning, T-Town. Tim from Toledo in Ohio with coffee in a cup, and it's 43 and cold. Yeah, it is 47 right here. Cindy, good morning to you from Odessa, Texas, where it is 57, and unsweet tea in my cup. Unsweet tea. That's like sun tea, right? Is that what that is? Just sun tea. Morning, Jeff from northern Kentucky, 46, cold and cloudy today. Diet Coke in the cup. 5 things will be a big surprise. Ooh, a big surprise. What's a big surprise? But then if you tell us, it's not a surprise. So let's talk about that. Print, pack, and mail orders. Setup files, new customer. Field trip for Glitter HT. Thank you for reminding me that I need to cut Glitter HTV today as well. Because an order came in last night, and I just thought about it. We said it before going through it. So I'm putting it on my list. Barb, good morning to you. North Central Minnesota, where it's 49 out. Rain most of the day. Drinking Purple Monster and water on the side. I don't know if I've had a Purple Monster, to be honest with you. I don't think I have. I think it's supposed to start raining here this afternoon. And then, fall rains are the worst. Barb's 5 things. Invoicing, quotes, finish up a sewing project, switch out thread cone colors on embroidery machines, and work on website. Okay, Barb, since I know this much about embroidery, when you say swap them out, why are you swapping them out? Do you have like your first, I'm not sure how many needles you have, but let's say 12. So like your first 4 or 6 or 8, whatever, like standard colors, and then you have like back 4 ones that you swap out. Help me understand that. Barb's giving out her good mornings to people, and Jeff's hitting them right back. Brian's checking in this morning, 49 and sunny, dealing with local manhunt for an armed domestic abuser. Jeez, Missouri. That's a way to wake up in the morning. Trophies and laser tumblers. I whiffed on today's 100 million post, so I need to do that as well. Hey, it was posted yesterday, right? We had it in. I thought you did post something. You didn't post it? Remember it. So tomorrow's one will post at noon today. Tomorrow's one's it'd be an interesting one, because I want to see how it is. I'm not giving it away. Noon. Got to go over to the group. You got to find out the information in there for it. Cindy is giving more good mornings out there. Jerry, good morning to you. And Jerry is letting Barb know that she is thankful for the input yesterday. Cindy's 5 things, doing 5 different projects for one customer, single items. Is that one project, or is that 5? 5 things for one project. You can break it down however you want. You're going to get them done. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Where it's 53 and sunny there in Central Florida, where he's got water in the cup. T-Town, got lots to do. Hockey guy dropped off a tent he wants vinyl put on, hoping hoping that do melt. Anyone know? No. I got to finish the cheer bags, make a soccer shirt and hanky, and lots of embroidery. You can actually go back. God, it's been years, 4 5 years. We did a big. Right here, we did our big logo. We did our big logo on a tent, printed HTV, put it on the tent, and yeah, with no problems at all. Um, yeah, on those, because it's that Kansas City one, you shouldn't be any problem at all on it. It is cold in Ohio, Tim. Hello, Barb. And Brian said, Teton, we do HTV on vinyl tents regularly with no issues. Yep, same thing. Put it on there. No issues at all. Sarah, good morning to you. What's up, internet homies? Where it is 45 and sunny in southeast Wisconsin. We're all regional here, for the most part, besides Chuck way down there in Florida. We're all not too far from each other. He then said, okay, cool. Should I go low on temp or the 305? We went standard press, but for our printed HTV, that press is at 265. Is that what that pressed at? Or 250? What? 250. Our printed HTV pressed at 250 and put on there. But we've done the other one standard, no issues at all. Darren, good morning to you. Just asking, how long does the HTV usually last? Pretty long. Ours is holding up just fine. You got to think, most of these tents, they're only up for, let's say at the most, 8 hours. And then it's 8 hours, and then it's not used again for maybe a week to another season and that. So they last pretty well for it. If you have something that somebody is going to be using on a regular basis, like, hey, they want to do this, that's when you do a custom done one for them, where it's cut so full bleed, all over prints, because those are really reasonable when you look at the grand scheme of things. That it's a service that through a partnership we offer as well. But yeah, you can. I don't know what court.
Or bless you.
Oh, Mike, I don't know what's going on. Why she's giggling over there, but yeah, they work out. It works out well. And Jerry's getting her mornings in. Renee, good readings from 46 in Chicagoland, sunny and headed to mid 60s. Water bottle. Can't wait to hear the puppy store. It's on there. Jenny from there over from Broken Fence Designs in Elkhart. And Brian says that the HTV they use applies at 300, but I remember doing it years ago at higher temp. Yeah, I think ours is 315, and it was no issues at all. And Linda said she could hear me. Everybody could hear me, hear and see. Very, very nice. Mo, good morning to you. And Linda, morning from Texas. Hot tea in the cup and 49 outside. FU, Facebook user. Hey, Facebook and Streamer don't always play nice. When you come across, you'll be FU. Way to stop that, jump over into our live at YouTube, fatdadlive.com, and then we'll be able to see who you are. Otherwise, you are staying FU for the day. Today, Linda's working on her photo orders. She's getting ready to go out of town for a few days to finish up my mom's house. Well, have fun doing that, Linda. I know today starts Printing United. Definitely a serious case of FOMO on that. I really should have been down there. It looked like I could find some cheap flights, but just the rest of it was just trash. Connie, Chicagoland area, cold 45, water on a cup, embroidery for 3 companies, invoices, design work, marketing, and glitter binky to cut. Very nice. Rise from the Bay Area, California. We're at 68, 75 things. Fix the DTF take-up reel. Artwork. Post the Anatol for sale. So are you really going to sell it? Are you really going to sell it? Are you selling all of it? Are you selling it as a complete hit? Are you going live today? I missed your live yesterday. Didn't even get the notification. So I'm going to go double check today. Anatol for sale. Post Hot. You're selling the Hot Wheels too? Right? What are you doing? And hopefully print some DTF. So take up reel. What's going on with that? I actually have 2. I have 2 shaker dryers. I have one for parts just in case the other one went down because I've had to steal stuff from it once in a while. Sarah's 5 things: invoice, schedule social media posts, build a couple of new online stores, cut commission checks, and order prints. Love that. T-Town says, I am loving Canva. I'm glad I bought it for the year. Canva is amazing, especially for creating simple things like Facebook posts, for YouTube banners, for anything like for flyers, infographics. Canva is amazing for that. Jerry's 5 things: post my challenge, invoice, mockups, switch scripts, and update Equid. Very nice. Rise giving his good morning to everyone. Shore Life, I'm interested in the video tonight on Xtool. Any info ahead of time? Betty Spencer, I have no info to give ahead of time. They are not releasing anything. I know a handful of people that have them, and I have reached out, and they're like, dude, I would love to tell you, but I can't. They're like, they were sworn to secrecy. They couldn't do anything for the first while. They couldn't even show the box. They couldn't show the outside of the box. Then they were able to show that. And then they were able to show a picture of it, but they were not allowed to talk about it until tomorrow. So that's I probably know 4 people that have them, and then tomorrow they said they start dropping content on it, everything they know, everything they like about it, everything they dislike about it, and go from there. I feel that the price point is going to fall between that the P1 and what is it, the D1, the D1 and the P1. I think it's going to fall between there. I think probably 2,000, 2,500. That's what my gut tells me, but we'll find out tonight. In fact, in less than 12 hours, we'll find out. If you're wondering about that, you can click on our affiliate link for X Tools down below. It should be in the description. You go there and you can set the reminder to watch the video tonight. Remember, it doesn't cost you anything to use our affiliate links, and it puts a little change in our pocket, helps us create this content. So if it's in that price point, I do believe one will be coming home to us, and we'll go through the whole process on that. Diane, good morning to you. Barb said, I have a project requiring 6 different cones. I have 4, 15 needle machines. So 4 by 6 means 24 cones to change out. Ooh, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. Now, Barb, we've talked content creation before. Is that something that you could create content on? Showing the process of changing that, showing what goes into making stuff, that it's more than just, what it is. So, just an idea there for you, Barb. And Sydney says, fun not to Barb. And Jerry, got to bless you in there too. I think Renee texted her on it. In T-Town, I'm also loving the group and the post. It gets our mind running and wish I had more interactions on them. Yeah, and that's the thing, is it's a steady increase. Like the more consistently you get with posting stuff on a daily basis, using those schedules and calendars to do that. And we're all in the creation industry, right? We're creating something, whether it's shirts, whether in your case, doing embroidery or making the shirts or doing the tint jobs. You can show that, you're simple before and after. Here's a window before you put tint on it. Here's a window after. It's a different car. It's a different angle. Just taking those pictures and just taking the time to do that. Schedule those out from there. Taking video of the machine running on embroidery. People love watching that. Just seeing it go for it. Show what it started with through the process. We're all in the content creation business. We just don't think about it that way. And now it's super easy. Everybody's got one of these in their hand. You've got a camera in your hand. Record what you're doing, and then post it and go from there for it. Darren said, the armed domestic is like every day in my territory. Brian pops up from dispatch when we go on a call. Oh, that sounds amazing. Good morning. This is Tiffany. Good morning, Tiffany. Thank you for joining us today. Digitize apron design, make vinyl design, embroider flannel pockets, send embroidery proof, and organize workflow. Love that. Sounds like an amazing day right there. And Diana says 50 degrees there in Moorhead, Kentucky. Barb, Cindy, I'm short, so I have a platform I can pull out behind the dual head station to stand on. Then a smaller platform for each of the others. It definitely takes some time to do. And you've got to process down. So this. That didn't even cross my mind of how vertically challenged people deal with not vertically challenged people problems. Does that make sense? Instead of saying short people, but things like that, we're having to get stools for that. Didn't even cross my mind. So that's another thing, And Jerry says she's really liking the $1 Million Group. Thank you, Todd. You're very welcome, Jerry. And Renee's asking Ryan if he's back and running. I'm going to say no. What is the difference really? Difference really in what? What did I miss? Did I maybe I said something there. I'm trying to get through all the comments, then we'll get through my stuff and we'll start in on it. Darren's 5 things. Bedroom done, dog walk, going lunch with friend, possibly the shop. It's a day-to-day thing with the wind. Help neighbors get his tractor out of the pond. Work on 100 leads. Love it. And Jeff, over to Diana, he briefly went to Moorhead State. And Rye said, nope, the take-up reel stopped spinning. Well, the motor is spinning, but the wheel that holds it is not spinning. Okay, right, on the inside, so do you have your clutch on it? So mine, it was the clutch. We had to tighten up the clutch on it, and then it would start spinning in it. I actually had on one of them, I had to take off that side panel where the motor is, and then I was able to tweak it, and then everything started working in there fine. But the minute there was something in that wiring, the minute I put it back on, it started to do that again, where it's slow and skid, but it was in the clutch part of it. Right, Ryan's up early every day. He's a working out machine. Dude's like a beast. Barb does so many things. She is so talented. She is super talented. Content creation industry. We are. That's what we are. And Sarah says, it's crazy how much people like just watching you pack orders for shipping sped up with some music. Yeah, people love seeing. I was about to say, drop an S bomb. People love seeing that S. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a little early to go to it. Connie says, I'm always so busy that I forget to take pictures and videos. I need to get better on it. So maybe what I am the same way, Connie. And so can I give ideas to you that I should be doing as well? Yes. One is just to always have a camera right there on. I know people that when they turn on their press that a camera turns on and just starts recording. I know people when they turn on their printers that a camera just comes on and starts recording. Same thing with embroidery, the wide format stuff. Because of two things. One, they have it always running for production. When someone says, hey, this didn't print out, they can go back to that job and be like, well, here it is. They can circle it on the video and show this was printing out for it. So that's their main thing to do it. But then there's content creation with it. And you just have to get into that. Like, okay, when you're setting up for the job, if you're using a set sheet where it's, okay, I need 30 shirts, I need 30 transfers, I need my phone to record. Those are the things. Make it easy to do. So you'll set up some kind of rig, whether, it's just a normal tripod that's right there, a stand that you can just put in, record in that. It doesn't have to be fancy. It does not have to be fully polished. People love the raw, the raw part of our business. They feel more connected when it's something like that. So that's what we can do. Yep, Rice said record everything and don't worry about subscribers and views. Just be consistent and make sure there's a beginning, middle, and end. And I'm horrible. Like, produce content. Like I said, it's been on my goal sheet for 2 years now. I just am not good at setting the time aside to do that. I've got tons of things recorded from beginning, middle, end that I just have never put together in that. And I need to, my editing skills need a ton of work. I need to get better at that. Maybe Rye should go ahead and one of his daily grind videos is how he makes his video and his process on that. Rye, walk through the equipment that you use, walk through, your cameras, walk through your mics, walk through how your, the software you use to editing, how it goes through it. Nice behind the scenes one, Rye, and then I'll learn something. So why don't you do that for me? Thanks, bud. And that's why Renee says that's why I have a step stool in every room. In the X tool. Oh, the X tool. Where was that? Free back to the X tool. Was that the difference really? What was it? See, we're going to have more information when it comes through this. If not, just start posting shorts. Yeah, post it all through there. Oh, the X tool. Now let me go back and find the other one. Oh, what's the difference really? So in the X tool, this one is a 40-watt diode, all enclosed. It's supposed to have tons of safety features to it as well. So, they said they're not dropping a whole lot of information, but the cutting speed should be faster. The engraving speed should be faster. Fully enclosed, more safety features. So there's a lot of things with it. And once we see the drop tonight and then tomorrow when people start posting videos for it, we'll definitely have more information there. But I think it could be a great entry-level laser for people. Me too, Connie. Me, it's boring and mundane. Yeah, that word. So what are you saying, Rye? Is your machine buffering? Yeah. It could be part of the job sheet, like a checkbox. Absolutely, it could. The camera was what I was meaning. Gotcha. George, good morning to you. Sarah, CapCut is super easy to learn and helpful. Well, Sarah, why don't you make a video on CapCut and how you do it? Maybe that's your short. Ever wonder what goes into making our videos? And you can just do that process. See, another video idea that you guys can do. Absolutely, from Diana. Renee, 5 things: hand doctor appointment, cut patches, check in new acrylic and wood, and artwork. Excuse me. There we go. I thought about doing a behind the scenes video. You 100% should, right? 100%. Darren says, I know a big deal for me is I have no desire to do editing. And that's the thing, is I need it to be quick and easy. I know, especially with me recording so much on iPhones and that it would make sense just for me to get, a MacBook and then do everything on that. And whatever, and just have that just for editing. And I think if I did that, I would be better, but we'll see. Diana says that she has a CO2 laser. Very, very nice. Yep, Darren. Yeah, so that's why Ryan needs this behind the scenes video to tell us. And Diana says, I'm interested in having one, maybe as a second laser. Well, click the links down below. That'll get you into Xtool. From there, there's the little link that you can click on the video so you'll be reminded for it. Is CapCut an app? I think so. Sarah will let us know. Renee, I have photo products on my checklist. I just need to get better at using the sheet. Absolutely right. All right. we're through comments. Now we can get into like this. We went 20 minutes through comments. Thank you all for sticking around through this. So last night's Tuesday with Todd, it was all over. Whether DTF printing is for you or not. Hopefully, those that watch, you found out a little more information to really make sense of it if it's right for you. Like I said, I believe that 90% that have DTF printers shouldn't have them, and it's not right for them. I believe there's far too many issues that can happen with it, too much time that can be dedicated for you really to truly make money off of it because you're doing that and not something else. Unless it is your main business. Like our main business is printing for other people's, whether that be decals, signs, banners, DTF transfers, sublimation transfers. That's part of our business. So that's where it makes sense. We're printing hundreds of feet a day. It makes sense for it. If you're not printing at least 100 feet a day, it can be super time consuming. And if that printer isn't printing enough, you can run into issues with it. So in a nutshell, just buy transfers. It's going to be easier for you. It's just going to be easier for you all the way around. Tomorrow's bundle drop. We do have another bundle drop tomorrow. That's happening at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Pay attention to the groups because the links for that will post along with the link for the entry form. Hey, Tim, I don't even think Tim needs to get in this time because that would be 4 in a row. He was very generous and last week gave up his winnings and then I went to Barb. So Barb was able to piggyback off of Tim. So everybody but Tim enter in and we'll give those away. But now I just want Tim to do it again to see if it draws because it's totally random. I just hit the button, the wheel name pickers pick it. So it's a fun thing to watch. It's when that happens. 100 Million Challenge Group. We're on day 3 of it. If you're not in it, I'm not going to tell you what we're doing in it because you need to go get in that group to see. Well, it'll probably be a week or 2. We'll put it in the main group, but that's what I said. Anything that comes to marketing, things like that, I'm going to post first in that. I'm going to post first in that $100 million group. Any of my marketing stuff, anything that we're running, any ideas, I'm going to go there first, and then it might be a week or 2 or 3 or never end up in the main group. That one is really going to focus on marketing, helping each other grow their businesses. So every day this week, starting on Sunday at noon, a post was made on things to do for content for the next day for your business. So we're on day 3. We've got 2 days left of it, and it'll be interesting to see what the next people post, what they find out, what they come up with. But that's the thing is, I think there's only like 16 of us in there, but 16 people in there. Let's say everybody does something, right? We got 5 days of content. There's 16 in there. So that's 70. 16 does every day. That's 16 pieces of content times 5 days. It's 80 pieces of content. That gives you 80 ideas of things to do and put in your business and use. Now, if you're only posting Monday through Friday, that's 5 days divided by 80. Carry the 1. That's a lot. That's a lot of weeks of. That's 16 weeks of content ideas. So that's what it's for. Is we're going to help each other grow with the business on that. So super super proud of how that's going in that. We have next week, we're going to start moving stuff on our website. The way that I think it's going to work to start off the bat is not all of our gang sheets and our gang sheet builder are going to be on a separate site. So when you go to our main site and for gang sheets, you're going to open it up and it's just going to be a link that's going to take you to the other one to upload those. Because we want to make sure all those things, that process works before we start migrating everything over. So that's the thing is because I don't want to migrate everything over and have it screwed up. With this one that I know you can go through here, click, and it takes you here and does it. So that's going to start next week. There are going to be 2 websites that are running. By the end of the year, there should be 1, but for now, I think that's going to be the easiest way to do it, and we can really kind of focus on that, make sure the process is really super tight for it. Everything works good on it. So that's going to start next week, though, and as that happening, we're going to talk more about it. We're going to talk. Yesterday was a crazy day because it was. I don't even know what time it was. I went to let the dogs out, and I heard him barking because down at the end of our yard, neighbors' dogs were out. Dogs barking. I yell out the window, shut up, dogs. I go to get them as I'm coming out of our back door, walking down the hill to the fence line to get the dogs away from the fence. Reggie, we've got 3 dogs. So we've got Bruno, we've got Reggie, and we've got Peyton. How old is she? 13, 14? she's 12 or 13, 13, 14. I don't know. She's an old pity boxer mix. She weighs 30, 40 pounds. She's 39 pounds, 40 pounds right there. So, she's an old dog. She's sitting there. Bruno's trying to dig under the fence because that's what he does. And Reggie is just a whack job. So he's just running back and forth, barking, panting, barking, being nuts. He runs into Peyton, and then he turns around and decides to just take a hunk on her face and, do that. So that's what I see. I'm like, awesome, I'm going to have this. Well, she shook him off, and then she proceeded to grab him by the neck and shake him and threw him down. Now, Reggie is how 68 pounds, so almost a fair size larger than her, and he was crying out in pain, and I'm like, this is awesome, she's killing the dog. So I get on there and I'm trying to separate them. Mind you, they're in the mud from going back and forth, so I'm trying to get them apart. If he would just stay still, every time she started to try and get better grip, I can pull her off a little. I'm jacking her like, come on, dog, stop, And every time he moves, he's whining. So we had neighbors come out, and one of the neighbors must have heard it and thought the dogs were serious injury. So they called the police and animal control. So we get them separated. And I'd say within 2 minutes of them being separated, here's animal control at our house. Like, legit. Like, apparently, when we had issues with neighbors and there was some domestic stuff going around and everything, and they took a half an hour to get there, apparently all you have to do is say something about a dog, and they're there in like 3 minutes. It's amazing. Police and animal control. So we had shown the dogs, and we, go out there, we take them, and she's like, okay, were they up to date on their shots? And we're like, yeah. So she's like, can I see the paperwork? And we're like, no, I don't know where it's at. So we said, here's the vet that we use. They call, and they got everything verified there. But she took a look at the dogs, and she's like, you really need to get him to get checked out. I'm like, he's fine. It's not bleeding out. He's fine. But, animal control says that. Then you start thinking in the back of your head, well, shit, what happens? Are they going to follow up? Are they going to do something else? So fine, we'll take him to the vet. So I thought this is going to be awesome. Let's take him to the vet, and let's see how much this is going to cost us to have 2 dogs checked out. Well, it was only $48. It was only $48. Nothing wrong with either dog. They said it was superficial. Starts to have some issues with it. Put some antibiotic on it. $20 of that was getting one of the dog's nails clipped. So it wasn't anything, but all dogs are fine. But it was just it was a thing to show, that little pity boxer mix. And Reggie is a English Springer Bulldog mix. Damn it!
Old English Bulldog.
Old English Bulldog and Springer Spaniel mix.
The worst part was he stunk like shit.
Yeah, and he totally stunk like caca because he went through all of that. Where she threw him down at was in the caca. So not only did she beat him up, but she basically rubbed his nose in it. Rubbed him in it. Like, she was not having it. And Bruno is the Old English Bulldog. So, and he's Reggie's half brother. It was just a mess of an afternoon. But luckily, no major damages. Everything was fine and there. But that was the story of it. It was just, and that's why I say, when it comes to being a business owner, you never know what to expect. You can put out, I can have my day perfectly planned out, and by noon I could have 3 fires to put out. Right? Like, it just doesn't always happen that way. Like yesterday, it was just a normal day, let dogs out, and then there went the afternoon because trying to get that done. So it's just so tough because you're trying to do the best you can with the hand that you were dealt, and things just happen. Right? Like, things like that just happen. Kids get sick, machines quit working, power goes out, internet goes out. Things can just happen. So you got to make the best of it. And this was a conversation I had. I do some one-on-one consults, and we had one this morning, and they were looking at a couple different training programs. And I said, here's my thing when it comes to training programs. Am I getting more value out of it than what it costs me to be a part of it? If I am, I'll stay in. If I'm not, I get out. I mean, that's pretty simple on it. I said, when you're going through it, if this, if this training, it sounds more like, what was it? More like a timeshare pitch. It's probably not right training for you, right? If they really have to pitch their stuff and how good it is and they're not pitching the value or how it helps you, but it's more about them than that, or more about this is the way you need to do it. It's the only way you can do it. Or, If you follow mine, you're going to be, you're going to have X amount of sales, but don't ask me for my numbers because I don't do it type thing. Which that's why I say, excuse me, when people ask, hey, where are you in your business? Me, I personally, am in circles where their businesses are 10 times more than I am. Some are 30 times more than I am. Some are 50 times. I am probably the lowest man on that totem pole. And I do it because I want to gain that knowledge to be able to pass you. I mean, I can get anybody to a 6-figure business. I say that with the utmost confidence. Why? Because we've done it time and time again. We're able to do it in our own business. I'm able to show people, here's how you do, here's how you need to go after it, here's the ideas. It comes up to you to be the action taker to do it. You just have to be the one that does it. You can have the best marketing, you can have the best equipment, you can have the best sales team, you can have the best closers, but if you're not doing anything with it, it doesn't matter. If you're not out there hustling to get it done, if you're sitting back and you're woosahing about stuff and you're manifesting that this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, I'm telling you, you need to get out there and do it, especially in the beginning stages of it. You're hungry. You want to go after it while you still have that fire and before things start to fall apart. And you're like, it just isn't worth doing anymore. You need to get after to do it. The other thing that came up is they said, it seemed pretty cult-like. I'm like, yeah, a lot of those systems seem very cult-like. Like, if you're not drinking their Kool-Aid, you're not riding the Comet, right? So you need to drink the Kool-Aid and hop on the Comet, and we're going for a ride. You just, if something feels off to you, don't do it. That's the best advice I can give you. I can't tell you one way or another, if it is right for you. And that's where it comes down to, is the value that you're getting out of it worth more than the money you're paying for it? Are they offering any perks or discounts or things like that? Because listen, I'm part of some memberships, and the only reason I'm part of it is because the discount codes that we get from it offset what the cost of it is. I've never checked out their information that I can't say I've never checked out their information. I rarely go to check out the information that they have because a lot of it just isn't my cup of tea. But the discount codes were pretty legit. So that's where I'm like, yep, okay, well, this saves me for this. I can go ahead and use it for that. So you really have to look to see, is that value worth it for you? Is it somebody that that is going to be there for you, or is it a team that's going to be there for you? How do they have their system set up? And my biggest thing is what are they showing you to do? Because a lot of these ones that I've taken, it does this, but then at the end of it, there's always one other piece that's left out. And the way to get that piece is to get to the next level. So I spent $1,000 for this course. Oh, I want that next level. I need to either get in the $5,000 course, or I need to get in the $1,000 a month program. There's things like that where it's there. I prefer something that has a start and a finish. Here's what you're going to learn in this. Here's what the learn at the end of it is. Or, hey, we're going to offer this for you from there. You really have to make that decision for yourself as to whether it's worth it or not. Because they said some's not for everybody. Some things are just they just are what they are. When we're looking at setting up the new one for us, I said it's going to be very, very, very value friendly. The $100 million group will turn into a paid group, but if you're in the group prior to being a paid group, you get them for free. And when I say paid group, it's probably going to be $20 or less. We'll throw that out there. Not looking to make money off it. What I'm looking to do is to have action takers in it. Like, this is what you're going to do. We're going to do marketing stuff. We're going to do these challenges. We're going to do things to help grow each other's business. And the way that happens is the ones that do it are the action takers that put in for it. So you get in early. But I'll tell you that I think that is going to go to a paid group. We'll pick out a number, 100 people once it gets past that. But then it's just there. One of the things that we'll do is the person that I had the call with this morning, they said, is there any way to like do these once a week? And that's what I said here on YouTube is, hey, we would have that, maybe once a week we would get on a call. And, that's your time to shine, to put anything that you have in there. What are you working on? How are you doing for it? How can you do things with it? Because there's a lot of things that need to be squared away, and sometimes here in the industry, we talk to each other. You're having the same issues I'm having the same issues you are. I've had those before. You've had these ones before. And together we're like, yeah, here's how I got through that. Here's how I did this. Not, hey, when you have this, have you thought about trying this? No, I haven't. Have you did it? Well, no, because I don't do what you do. Okay, so if you don't do what I do, how can you tell me how to do it, right? Like, if you're not in this business showing, working on things, showing how to do that. How can you tell me how to work on this business and do it? Because I can ask you questions, and you may know policy procedures that, but in the nuts and bolts of inside it, like, hey, I'm running into this issue where I'm not having a design cut all the way through in HTV. It's a weird thing here. Have you ever ran into that? Well, hey, I'm going to ask you, what printer or what plotter you're using. I'm going to ask you what software you're using. I'm going to ask you to check cut lines for it. I'm going to ask you the material that you're using. I'm going to ask you pressure. I'm going to ask you last time your blade was changed. I'm going to ask you last time that your cutting strip was changed. Why? Because these are all things that we've been through and done before. So I'm going to walk through all the processes that we had. And if if I haven't done it, I'm going to find somebody that has done it, and that way we can learn together. So yeah, just really, really pay attention to the ones that you sign up for, the ones you're a part of, and just making sure that you're getting as much, if not more value out of it than what you're paying for it. Because there's a couple. Like, let me see before I get going on the next one. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. FU Facebook user, did not see you from Michigan, 34 and sunny. Five things. Take the day off. Had to visit my dad at the cemetery. Well, you take that much needed time, and as a business owner, that's what we can do, right? When we need to take time to do that. I haven't went to see my dad at the cemetery probably since the year after. And just whatever. That's a whole different story there. But as business owners, we have that privilege to decide how many hours we're working for a day or how many hours we're not working a day. Chuck, you confirmed for me that DTF is a pain in the butt. Absolutely, it is. T-Down was pulling it off again. I will give it back too, unless I need a printout of it. Tomorrow, there's a sneak peek floating around. You got to see what it is. Diana said, "I'm sorry, I have dogs. Understand, right?" And that's the thing. It's like the two dogs are half brothers, and the other one, is one we have, and they play rough in that. And so, sometimes things just get a little bit out of hand, and they were just here like super, super fast. It was nuts. When Shirley said, as a business owner, there are days you're going to get thrown in the caca. Absolutely. Absolutely. The best laid plans get destroyed within the first hour, right? Rush jobs, equipment not working, stuff not showing up. We had some packages that went out with UPS, and everything it's always been a day ship, or for whatever reason, I don't know if a whole truck got misloaded or what, but it went the complete opposite way. When things didn't show up yesterday, we're like, what's going on? And we looked and we're like, why is it even there? And couldn't figure out why things were the way they were, and things, are scheduled to show up today. But, people were asking me, I'm like, I don't know. This is why I say we can't count on shipping. We did our job. We got it printed out. We got the labels on it when it needed to go. We dropped it off when it needed to be. And UPS dropped the ball on it. Things just happen. There's other times where somebody needs something quick. And then that's where I always, harp on the rush fees. How is this into your business? You want to make sure that it's squared away for it. Especially for us when somebody's like, hey, I need a shirt by Sunday. All right, well, do I have it in stock? No, I need to order it. So now you're paying shipping for it. You're paying the rush charges for it. There could be something as simple as I'm waiting to build out a store and I'm waiting on artwork, and you're going back and forth 18 emails just trying to get what you need. It can just be, it can be crap. Jerry, am I back good now? I've seen it glitch, but I think we're good now. And Chuck is exactly right. As Big Brother would say, expect the unexpected. Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, it wasn't anything major. Like it's been far worse in the past, but when he just gets going, he just is like just a nutcase. Just like this is, we got to remember, this is the same dog that chases geese through the air. We chase airplanes through the air. I've seen the dog look straight in the sky, chasing the airplane, and run head first in the privacy fence and fall down and get up and shake it off and just keep running about. He's not the brightest dog. He's a special dog for sure. This dog has cost me more than any dog I've ever owned in my life. He's on, I think, like 37 medications. It is just, he's a special dog for sure. Way to go, Warb. Uploading day 3 in the 100 million group. Love it, love it. Jerry, $5,000 course. Dang, I'm out. Jerry, there's courses that are like 25,000, 50,000. There's a course that I'm looking at that's about 15,000 right now. And if we do it, it'll be next year. But it's on the marketing side of things. And it's like a 16-week program for that. And when you're done with it, you should be pretty much ready to start your own marketing agency. There's a lot of stuff that I know, but there's a lot of stuff that I don't know about it. And, $16,000. But if that $16,000 that I took for that course can then generate $160,000 in revenue, it's money well spent. So it's where you have to look at, it said, is what you're putting in it, are you getting more out of it? That really what it comes down to on any of those trainings. Harry, good morning to you, my friend. T-Town, that's all tint customers. All tint customers, right? Look at that. See, Barb appreciates Tim for paying it forward. Victoria, how do you know how much inventory to buy? I'm always shorting myself for someone who wants something after my bulk order is done. So here's how we do that. So typically we'll order, especially if it's something that closed out, we'll order it there and we'll order enough for that. And we'll tell them we are able to print after this, but there'll be an additional cost for it. And we'll tell them why. Why? Because we're not running them all at the same time. So we're not printing all the shirts at the same time, doing all the tumblers at the same time. We're not doing all the projects at the same time. So we're setting up specialty for this job. We're also ordering that in. So it's going to be, unless you were letting me dictate when you're going to get it, and I can just add it into one of my other orders, you're going to pay this shipping charge on that item. So your, $40 sweatshirt could be, is going to have $18 shipping on it because that's what it's going to cost to get it to me. So we just go through that process with them. We don't try to keep anything on hand extra, but there's times that we all do. Shirts, we're tight deadline on stuff. Let's order one extra of each size. It's there. But I try to keep my inventory to a minimum, and the biggest reason why is because of cost. That inventory is just sitting there, right? It's just there. It is just sitting there, not doing anything, and it's there for when I need it. So if I'm more of the POD side of things, the print on demand, where people are placing orders, I'm printing them out, then that makes sense. You have your build to numbers. So let's say we're specializing in tumblers, right? Laser engraved tumblers, sublimation tumblers. I don't care. Pick either one of them because it's going to work the same. We're going to have a case of them on hand. When that drops, we're going to have 2 cases on hand. When that drops below a case, we order another one to replenish. So our build to is 48. Anytime we drop below 24, we make sure that we order. If you have order dates set up, like us, we have order dates set up on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. For what we're looking at, is there extra stuff that needs to be ordered with that to get to those build to numbers? Because otherwise, you just have inventory sitting there. Try and be consistent with it too. So use that same product. So that same tumbler, that same 20-ounce tumbler, 30-ounce tumbler, use it across everything. So I can use it in multiple stores. I can use it in multiple jobs. I can use it with multiple people. So that one product can then be used a bunch of times. And maybe some other people can chime in on how they do things and how they say it, but that's how we do it. Ryan says USPS took 10 days to deliver packages. It sat in St. Louis for over 6 days. It's horrible, right? Horrible. And that's the thing. We just get stuck on it. Brian said, did you see Creative Fabric has a studio feature coming through? I believe I have the studio feature because I seen that yesterday when I was looking at it. I seen something about the studio. So, Brian, I'll add that to my list to take a look at it, and then maybe we can talk more about that on Friday morning and see what that is and go from there. Renee said she just posted day 2. I'll get to day 3 this afternoon. Got to head out. I'll have to catch the rest of it. Team Replay, have a great day, everyone. Renee, you have a great day as well. And T-Town, my post is working today, but also made a post on my personal page about supporting your friends with the usual like, share. Yeah, and that's what we do, is ask questions. So we'll post on our business page, and then we share it from there. So we'll share it to groups that it's pertinent, that can use that information. We'll share it to our personal page. We'll ask other people to share it for us. But that's what we do, is put it out there. Diana said, it is definitely encouraging to know that I'm not the only one who experiences all life's ups and downs. Diana, this has been a year for us. They said we could still be sitting on, a $250,000 lawsuit. We don't know. There's been somebody's delivering something, and there's the dogs going ape. So here's the thing. It's this year we started the year being in a retail space. That fell apart, and now we're back at the house. We're looking at building out the garage so we can expand to do more. I had a $600 hit on shirts for an order. I had machines go down. It's been a tough year, and we're still having a great year. After everything's said and done, we're still making sales. We're still providing for the family. I still don't have to go get another job or come work for one of you. Like I'm ready to come work for Sarah. I'm just shutting it all down. I'm come work for her. But then it's too cold, so that I think I should just go work for Brian because he's a little warmer down there. Then I realized that there's Missouri and there's people in the loose, so maybe Missouri isn't the right thing for me. But there's things coming in. There's days I want to give it up, and then I realize that there's the reason I love doing this is because I get to do this. Right? I get to talk to you guys. If I had a real job, could I do that? No, I wouldn't be able to. Ooh, I got parts here. I got doing some maintenance on our printer today. So I actually have it scheduled for tomorrow, but now that it's here early, it might happen today. But we run into the ups and downs. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. It sucks being a business owner sometimes. Everybody thinks, being a business owner, oh, you've got all this money laying around, must be nice, you must work, you must not have to do anything. Listen, I want to get to that point where I don't have to do anything, like we all do, right? But we put in just as much, if not more, than the person that's working 9 to 5, and we get paid less. We all want to get paid more, and that's where I say you have to know your value on it. I tell people, hey, we're $125 an hour. They look at me like I'm crazy. Well, that's because we're not producing 8 hours a day at $125 an hour. We might be producing 3 days or 3 hours, and that accounts for the day. We know what it costs to run our business, and I will turn down jobs instead of losing. I just don't care. I'll turn those jobs down. But, the good days outnumber the bad days, and that's what we're here for. We're here to celebrate the wins and losses. We're here to tell you it's real. We're here to tell you that you're not alone. If you're out there and you're struggling, you are not alone. I have been there. I have came through on the other side. I've been there again. I came to the other side. I've been there again. He came through it. So yeah, I've been there, and you will get through it. It's not hard to get through it, but sometimes it is, if that makes sense. And we're here to help you any way that we can. And Barb says that she saw that too. Oh, and the creative fabric thing. Brian says, yeah, we have a friend that spends $100,000 a year in a mastermind group. Yeah. Going through some of the people that I follow and to see that they're adding another zero to that, that's what they're spending on it. But they're also doing, $50, $100, $150 million a year. So I 100% get it. Chuck says his day 3 posted at 9:30. Way to go, Chuck. And said a couple of my dogs, both female, got into it a few times. I've gotten pretty tore up about trying to get them apart. I couldn't open my phone for a while because lost the side of my thumb and couldn't read my fingerprint. Oh, that's bad. But dogs do that, right? It was just a pain to deal with. Jerry says, I have no internet. That's why you were frozen. All on my side. Okay, well, glad that you're back now or watching from something else. Me too. Okay, you're welcome. Good, Vicky. And Teton, I always feel telling them you need to pay the shipping, they walk away. But it is what it is. Yeah. Why am I eating the shipping on it? Like I just don't get it. Yeah, I have to order that in, specifically for you. Why am I eating the shipping on it? I'm not. You're ordering in. We're getting through it. Then I'm doing it right according to what you just explained. Yes, 100%. Diana said that's what I do. Use the 20-ounce and 30-ounce straight tumblers and 11-ounce coffee. Yeah, you'll have that core settings that you use, and you're able to use them for multiple jobs. So, yep, that's how we do it. And Darren is stalking Sarah, is stalking her site, and he loves it. So Sarah's going to love that. Jerry says, if you share from your business page, does it help your business page? Yeah, because it gets more views over to your business page too. Sarah says she could use the help looking at how to do full-time employee. Can it be remote work? Can I just work from here? I don't know how that necessarily works, but yeah. And it's Christmas every time UPS comes in. The amount of boxes that we get in, it is like our neighbors. Just because boxes show up, they usually just throw them on our steps. So we'll have FedEx, we'll have UPS, we'll have Speedy, and we haven't had a DHL for a while. But there's days where we can't even get through the door because there's boxes that are just sitting out there. So part of when we convert the garage over, we'll have a spot for them just to come in and do that. We'll walk through all that process. Pete sounds, your brain can shut off if you work for others. It never shuts off when you work for yourself. I will 100% agree with that. Diana, especially if it's coming from Amazon. Oh, I forgot USPS too from Amazon. I forget all that. No, it's 100%, Connie. It's not for the faint of heart. Everybody should have a chance to own a business, but not everybody should be a business owner, if that makes sense. Like, if you want to have it, go for it. But other people want to have it, but they don't want to put in the work for it. They want to they don't want to put in the work it takes. They think that, I should just be able to do this and it's just going to happen. If that doesn't happen, this is going to happen. No, do it. You got to do work to make it happen. And Sarah says, we have a template store that we copy to start a new one. Helps keep similar things for each school and organization. We accommodate requests, etc., but core lineup is pretty much the same. Best decision. Love that, Sarah. Love that. See? Thanks, Darren, from Sarah. And Sarah said, yes, I would humor remote work. What you got going on there, Sarah? Maybe I need to set up a call with you and do an interview. Do I got to dress properly? Can I say an F-bomb during the interview? How does this work? It's been a while since I interviewed, so let's just do it right here. All right. We went super long today. Seems like Wednesdays have become our long show. Tomorrow, we have the bundle drop at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. You'll start seeing the stuff pop up for that. We'll be getting in there. Friday, Morning Mindset. I'm not 100% sure on next Tuesday. We might go over what we learned from the Xtool S1. Especially if we're going to get it or not, or we might just be talking about lasers or what we're looking at and what we're looking at doing and why we're looking at getting one. Not necessarily for production, but more content based, because that's where, when I look at what we have print wise, we can only show a DTF printer so much. We can only show an EcoSolvent printing so much. So it's difficult to have something like that. Where with a UV flatbed, with a laser, it's easy to get more content generation for it. And something like an S1, which is a new fancy toy, that would get some views for it. So that's why, one of the main reasons we're looking at it. Most people do not see everything that goes into it. Absolutely not, they do. What's kicking, chicken? I'm tired of remote work. I'm a man of the people. Who is this and who are you going to go work for? Sarah's hiring. Sarah, the template store is a great idea. Absolutely, it is a great idea for it. All right, so we're gonna get out of here. You guys have an amazing day. Like I said, we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow for the bundle drop, and then we will be back on Friday morning for Morning Mindset. We do this every Friday morning. 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. If you're not subscribed, leave me a comment on why you're not subscribed. That's what I want to know. Like, it's free. It's free for you to do that. It helps us out, generates more views, more people, all of that. You know how that works. So you guys have an amazing day. Peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time.